ladies and gentlemen. I'm Todd Grisham, and we are live here at the one-of-a-kind Empire Fight Camp. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Looking forward to this one, Todd.
It's time for our tale of the tape. Up first is the Dancer, and they will have a power advantage here. Up against them, Showboat. As you can see, they will enjoy a reach advantage. Who's been your favorite middleweight champion over the years? Maybe Canelo Alvarez, Roy Jones Jr.? Well, these two certainly hope they can be on your list.
Talk about hot seats in the house. I am so lucky to be sat where I am watching this fight live. I can tell my grandkids about this.
First up, the Dancer from Colombia, and they hold the SCI national title. In their last fight, they got knocked out. Let's see if they can bounce back in this one. They'll be facing Showboat from Argentina, and they hold the SCI Continental title. The last time we saw them, they won by knockout, looking to do the same here.
I'm so excited for this fight. There is no nonsense here.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from Colombia. Wearing the yellow trunks with red trim. Here is the current national middleweight champion, the Dancer. Fighting out of the blue corner from Argentina. Wearing the blue trunks with blue trim. Introducing the current Continental middleweight champion, Showboat.
A lot of pre-match drama, and they will settle their score under the sun. Many said this fight would never happen, and yet here it is, and here we go. Nice counter shot. His stamina is off the charts. Failing to score with that right hook. The straight right just misses. Beautiful counter punch.
So remember, this is what he's got to think about. Is he above continental level? This is the rematch. He knows he's got to win this, or is this his level?
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. And he scores with the counter. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Hold it right there. Do you believe what we are seeing? And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner?
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
The perfect counter lands. This boxer is a real hook specialist. Their opponent has got to watch out for that. They exchange punches. is like Rocky versus Apollo. The stamina is off the charts. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. This fighter has a very good win-loss record and will be tough to beat. Nice counter. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Well done with that counter shot. Nice idea with the hook, but that's blocked. A perfect counter shot. Just missed with that jab. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Good counter punch. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above.
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Can they finish it? And Showboat is down to the canvas. And look at that shot to the head, and there's no way they were going to stand up to that one.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
Well, they beat the count and are ready to go again.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Catch and shoot. They're happy this round's coming to an end. 10 seconds left. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
Can make or break a fighter.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Holding nothing back here in the round. Carries that jab away. His stamina is off the charts. How about that time counter shot? so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That counter shot lands. He threw a punch and just got countered. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Punch, counter punch. Beautiful counter shot. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Stamina is always an issue in a prize fight.
This is when you talk about championship material.
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? How much is left in their tank after last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Incredible work rate. A lot of effort being exerted here. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
A straight right just misses. Just missed with that hook. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
There's a lot on the line here.
Let's start the 6th. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Counter punch caught him clean. Missing with the hook. There's a counter shot. Good counter punching. That hook was off target. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Those counter punches have to hurt. And now going for the finish.
Top. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Nice counter shot. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he does. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who's in better shape.
You cannot gas out if you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight.
Here comes round 7. That 1-minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
What were they doing that now? Are they trying to get an early night? That's a lot of energy burst. They did.
And the dancer has been knocked off their feet. And look at that shot to the head, and there's no way they were going to stand up to that one.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
Well, they're back up, Johnny, but now what do they do to get back into this fight?
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
The advantage halfway through the round.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or it's a bit of a mousetrap.
Nice counter punch. Looking to land the hook. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? All right, hook misses. Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Not over till it's over, but that knockdown is going to be huge.
You're being put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
And we enter the 8th round. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
Oh, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming up? He's getting everything, full barrel, because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
They got out of the way of that right hook. Counter punching, deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
There's a lot on the line here.
There's the bell to start round 9. They let it all hang out in the last round. What do they got left?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Beautiful counter punch. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Beautiful counter punch. They miss with the jab. A perfect counter lands. That counter shot lands. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Swinging big and missing big with that hook. And down goes Showboat. And he dropped him. The perfect sniper shot. Let's watch it again one more time.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
One, two, three, four, five, six. Come to me.
Well, they're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe for toe or do they play defense here?
The corner needs to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight's capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is good.
Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. At some point, the corner has to say you're done. Well, this next round is going to be crucial considering the knockdown we just witnessed.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath and thought, right.
There's the bell to start round 10. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up. And look.
Whoa, did you see that? Give me. And Showboat has just been knocked down. And it's a one-hitter quitter. What a knockout shot. Let's take another look.
I've got to see that again.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. You're out.
Not many people would have predicted it, but we've got a knockout victory.
What a build-up. What a journey towards this fight. What a fight itself. The crowd enjoyed it. The fighters enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. And what a way to end the fight. There's no mistake there about who won.